Tata. The first person I call upon, a dear friend of Tata and retired principal of MCC, Dr. Alexander Mandramurthy.
Revered masters and loved ones of Sundar's family. Yesterday, Mrs. Sunder told me that I should speak on this occasion as a friend of the family. I accepted that. Later in the evening, Jaisha called us and said that I, as a well-wisher of the family, should speak on this occasion. And she said, 5 minutes, enough of me. But I told them to ask a retired teacher to speak for 5 minutes is next to impossibility. Even 1 hour is short. When a freedom, unfettered freedom is given to an individual, it's always with a catch. That is a limitation. One ought to realize one's responsibility and not misuse that freedom. I'll try not to misuse that freedom. When my wife and I entered Sundar's home yesterday at 12 noon, the place seemed very calm, except for the initial expression of emotions by Jaisha and her mother. The rest of the time that we spent there was a learning for us. I'm sure those of you who were present there will also have felt that. 2 beautiful songs were sung by a small group of loved ones. First was Karthar Seyda Nanmaigalai Ninaivu Dhyanitha. Lovely song. Second one was Give Thanks with a Grateful Heart. The chorus. All these songs were to Jesus, thanking Him for the wonderful life that He has granted each of us, especially granted Sunder and his family. Then I went on thinking, what do these 2 songs mean to me when I was seated there with Mrs. Sunder along with my wife? I felt that a life is an expression of exchange of gifts. An exchange of gifts. During Christmas time, when you talk of exchange of gifts, it means something else. But here what I am saying is something totally different. Life is a gift given by God. And the life that one lives, making use of that gift, is one's gift to God. It's a very common expression. It's an exchange of gifts. I don't think Sundar's parents can take any credit for Sundar's birth. He was a gift given by God to the parents. And what Sundar made out of that was the responsibility of the others as well. Sundar cannot be held responsible for any of his things that he did or he did not do. It is the parents. He was nurtured by a family. Wonderful parents, wonderful siblings, a wonderful wife, children, a host of relatives and friends and well-wishers. So, that life that Sundar lived was a gift that he had given God. So, this is what I meant by exchange of gifts. And while spending time there, I went on to ask a question, ask myself a question. If I were to sum up Sundar's life, I've known him for quite some time, ever since he came into college as a staff member. I think the year that I left the college as a student, Sundar joined the college. for his masters. And then when I joined the faculty, Sunder just completed, and I think a year or so later he joined the faculty as a demonstrator. I think Chinnu mentioned that yesterday, that Sunder was his tutor. Then he rose to the level of a department. If you remember right, I think he was also affiliating as a principal of philosophy department of So I asked this question, how do I sum up the life of Sunder? The one word that came to my mind was L-O-V-E, love. Love in all its dimensions. Anything you think of about Sunder, the basis is love. What made Sunder exclusive? Again, his backdrop. How do I consider Sundar's life as something exclusive? Two things came to my mind again. It's very unusual. All of us are human beings. We commit mistakes. People expect us to do certain good things, but we fail to do that for some reason or the other. So we become bad in lives of people. As far as Sundar is concerned, he had no enemies to gain. He had no enemies to gain. The second attribute that I saw in Sundar was he had no temper to lose. He had no enemies to gain, and he had no tempers to lose. These are the two factors that strongly impacted me during the time that I had known Sundar, for at least over 50 years. We were good neighbors. In fact, we were staying in the same apartment complex in Madras College, the 6 flats. And most of you know the college, so that's why I'm taking certain things for granted. We were in neighboring apartments. A number of times we would have exchanged hospitality and love as a family of many. That continued even after we left the campus. In fact, they were the first to leave the campus. And we continued to have the same association. Went on. As neighbors, we were very close. When you think of love in all its dimensions, he was a loving child of the parents, a loving brother to his siblings, a loving husband, a loving father, a loving grandfather, a loving chittappa, mama, whatever it is, and many such relationships. These are some of the attributes of Sundar in addition. I think these were mentioned yesterday at the funeral service. 2 loved ones made a mention of that. One was Sundar's brother-in-law, Sita Deya. The other one was Sundar's student, cum colleague. Sorry, Chinnu, I always call you Chinnu, I don't want to call you Richard. Samuel Suman. He spoke. The brother-in-law spoke about the passion, different kinds of passion Sundar had. And Chinnu spoke of the first love, that was music, the second love, that was his car, and fortunately or unfortunately, the third love was Mrs. Sundar. It's a fact. You can't do a thing about, you can't say anything about his music or his car. Mrs. Sundar, that's a different thing. I don't think you will mind that at all. But nobody took advantage of that. Okay? That's what it is. So they spoke about that. One dimension of that love is something that I thought I should share with you. None of the things that they have spoken. A few weeks ago, Sundar told me that he had stopped all his treatment I'm sure the family knows that. I said, yes, Sundar, enachu. Illa sir, I may treatment எடுக்க மாட்டேன். I said, what made you take that stand? I've kept myself to God. I've surrendered myself to Jesus Christ. I have the faith that He will take care of it. Whatever He does, I accept. So I've stopped taking medicine. So this dimension of Sundar was appealing to me. To totally surrender to Jesus Christ, whom he considered as the first love. Neither the car, nor the music, nor the family, but somebody above all these, Jesus Christ. And it's scriptural to know that those who walk closely with Jesus Christ will have peace and joy. Just a few anecdotes. Yesterday, Mrs. Sunder was sharing with us. When she lost her dad, when she was 13 years old, at the time of her marriage proposals, all that she prayed to God was to have a spouse who will replace the love of her father. She never expected anything else. She prayed for somebody who would step into that vacuum and fill that vacuum as a father. And to her, he was a father. If I had asked Sundar, he would have said, to him, she was his mother. So it was parenting between the two of them, which is something remarkable. I said two attributes. She had no enemies at all. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say anything ill of Sundar, officially, or even otherwise. Nobody. And he was good to him.
Because me, Isaac and Ander would pack up our bags and we would go to Kothagiri and spend the entire vacation there. And each day was so fun. Tata used to take us out every day, do everything we asked for. And even if we would ask Tata to take us to the same places again and again, he would never show his face. He would never get annoyed. He would happily smile and take us all wherever we wanted to go. And he used to spend a lot of time with us, though he was tired after work. He would come back from work, sit with us, talk with us and play with us. And we used to play cards a lot, especially donkey. So Tata has a special way of playing donkey. He used to calculate and used to use his brains to play donkey, but all of us used to play based on luck. So whenever, only rarely, but whenever Tata gets out or gets cut, we all used to make fun of him. And when he was the donkey, we'll place the cushion on his head and place the donkey cards near his head and take pictures and have a lot of fun with that. And one of my best memories is learning to swim. I was only in 4th grade or 5th grade when I asked Tata that I wanted to swim. And he took my words so seriously and he made us learn swimming in Kothagiri. Actually, they won't allow non-residents of KPS college and school to come for swimming coaching, but Tata talked for us and he made me learn swimming, and I still enjoy those memories so much. And he used to buy us everything we asked for. I remember I used to buy a lot of Barbie dolls, all the latest edition, the ones with wings and everything. And Tata would never question why or how long I would be interested in it. He would just buy me everything. Me, not only me, even Isaac and Anders, video games or cars, everything. He would just buy us everything we want. And when it came to our happiness, he never said no, or he didn't have any second thoughts. And he used to sing a special song he made for me. It goes, Pisha Pillai, Chella Pillai, Rani Pillai, Kodam Pillai, and it would go on and on. And that song made me feel very special and loved, and I could go on and on about how many memories he's a part of, and I will always hold them as my precious memories. And secondly, the way he loved us, his family, and the way he expressed it to us always is very beautiful. Whenever each one of us had some small problem, Tata will always make it a point to be there for us. when I was in college in first year, I had a small problem in hostel, and my parents had to be there. Tata didn't have to, but he took the effort. He came there and he supported us morally. That's how he is. Even if he can't do anything there, he'll be there to support me always. And my mom always brags about how great of a father she had. She used to say that Tata used to go and buy her samosa even amidst the rains and the storms because she wanted to have a samosa. And she also says how many hours he would wait in the railway station to pick her up after she comes back from work. He was a great father to them. And seeing Tata and Party together made me believe and have more faith in true love and that true soulmates exist. Most of you said that his first love was music and then it was car and then party. But to me, I feel like Tata's first love always will be party because personally, when we have our family prayer, each of us would pray. And 90% of Tata's prayer would be about party, thanking God for giving party a long life and praying to God to take care of party. And even last Sunday when I went to meet Tata from hostel, he couldn't recognize me. I was sad. But then when I was singing a song, Tata made a song for party as well. It goes, Rosa, Dosa, Osa, Asa, Isa, Pasa. So he used to teach us these songs about everyone. And when I went to Tata and sang this song to him, he smiled. He didn't recognize me or anything, but he smiled when he heard the song. That shows how much Tata loves party, how much he adores her. Even though they were together for so many years, even when Party gets ready to go somewhere out, he always admires and appreciates her efforts. I always say Kalaga Rose and all of that. It's very sweet. So they are very cute together and they taught me how a good relationship can look like and how to be a good wife and a husband. I will always hold on to that. And he was also one of my hugest role models and inspirations, as all of the MCC people mentioned. His passion for his subject is amazing. So every time I had a doubt in zoology or if I found some weird looking insect in my college, I would take a picture and send it to Tata and ask him what it was. And he would get so excited when I asked him something because he would tell, from scratch he would explain me everything, and his memory is also astounding. Even recently, like last year when I sent him pictures, he would remember even the scientific name of all the insects and he would explain everything to me. And he was also very dedicated in his profession. So when he was working in KPS as a principal, we got to go to KPS a lot. He would take us with him. So I know how as a principal he could have just taken care of the organization and administration. No, but he took the extra mile to find out if any of his students had any problems. He would go to their families, meet their families and take care of each of them personally. He genuinely cared for his students' well-being, and that was something that inspired me. He was also ready to help anyone. He was very generous, no second thoughts. Even if it was someone he didn't know, he was always ready to lift everyone around him. And that was something I learned. Seeing him wanted me also to live a life in which I can create an impact, a change in others and lift others around me up. And he was also a man of discipline and order, and that didn't compromise even when it came to us, his grandchildren. He would teach us things to do and not to do, how to behave and everything, and that molded me as a person as well. He inspired me spiritually too. The number of verses he memorized and the amount of time he spent recollecting and retelling those verses. Even if he was busy doing something, he would keep telling the verses in his mind, and it reminds me of the verse which says, inscribe the words of God in your heart and never forget them. And he did that till the end, and I'm sure he's with God right now, happy. Apart from all these things, as Prince Uncle mentioned, he also had a very fun side, a very childlike side, which I adored very much. He used to do a silly dance whenever we went to see him. He used to dance that always, and whenever we go to him, he used to have a goofy face. He used to do that a lot, and I miss that. And he always scratches me, my hand with his beard. He'll go like this and he'll scratch me. And most importantly, his bedtime stories were the best. He used to tell stories of 5 brothers, their adventures, and it always ended on a very funny note. So I had a lot of fun. Tata is my role model, my inspiration, my romantic hero with party, my comedian, and a lot more. He has left behind a beautiful story which all of us should cherish in our hearts. The fact that so many of us have gathered here itself is a testimony to his golden personality and how much he has impacted each one of us. We as the grandchildren will try our best to follow the steps of our hero and carry on his amazing legacy with whatever we can do. I love him so much and I'm sure that he is proud of all of us and he would want us all to be happy and healthy. So please continue to keep us in your prayers, especially for Party, to give us the strength to move on. Praise be to God and thank you all so much for the opportunity.
For me, he always used to play, whenever we went to his house, he used to play these songs, okay? I also like those kind of songs only. And that's mostly because of the songs he used to play when I was small. He used to play, mostly like he used to, at the later stage after he came to Medavakam, he used to like these country-based songs, Don Williams and stuff like that. But mom used to tell that when she was in like Sunit home in Camp Road, whenever she needed to sleep, she will ask Tata to play Jim Reeves in order to get some sleep. And she said that he will wait there till she sleeps and then after mom sleeps he will go and switch it off. So so stuff like these really comes to my mind when I think of Tata. For me, when if I go to my childhood, obviously Kothagiri is one of the greatest memories I have, and he always says that I used to not even able to walk properly, but then I was ready to go with them to Kothagiri. He always says that as a big thing, and he used to say that in the morning I will say to him, Tata hook, I will say it seems. So I was not even able to talk well, it seems. I went there, so he will always say these things again and again and relish these memories. And the other thing is, after coming to Medavakam, I was a bit older, so I used to, whenever I went there, Tata will play some songs and set a nice vibe. And then after a while, he will say that, ஐசு எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் சாங்ஸ் ரெக்கார்ட் பண்ணணும், நான் புதுசா நிறைய பார்த்தேன் யூடியூப்ல, so help me download those songs and put it on the USB so that we will again play those songs on the TV as well. So I used to sit with him and download certain songs. These are just small things, but they are, if I think of Tata, these things really come to my mind, and I'm like, okay, very comforting and stuff like that. And talking of Tata, he had a very good music taste, and also he had very nice movie taste. He also, he loves these action movies like Rambo, Rocky, Bloodsport. Every single fight scene, he'll be like, look at his muscles, he has nice wing muscles, he's very nice fighting, it's very realistic, and he's very expressive when he sees those movies. So it's very nice to be around people like that. It's very refreshing, and he also loved bodybuilding. He had a very nice workout regime, I think. Party also probably gave a very nice food for all that. So Tata also he's also one of my inspirations to start working out, because I used to be a bit bubbly when I was younger, and I've started to also do all that because of Tata. So in remembrance of him, I'm going to sing a song called Where We'll Never Grow Old. It's by Jim Reeves. So I'm not a trained singer, so please bear with me. I have heard of a land on a faraway strand. 'Tis a beautiful home of the soul. 'Tis a beautiful home of the soul.
held by Jesus on high. There we never shall die. 'Tis the land where we'll never grow old. Never grow old, never grow old. In a land where we'll never grow old. Never grow old, never grow old. In a land where we'll never grow old. When our work here is done, and the life promise won, and our troubles and trials are o'er, all our sorrow will end, and our voices will blend with the loved ones who've gone before. Never grow old, never grow old, in the land where we'll never grow old. Never grow old, never grow old, in a land where we'll never grow old.
I'm sure that Tata is also with Jesus, where he will never grow old and he will always be peaceful for you. Okay?
To everyone's much relief, the last ones to speak about Tata are his dear own children, Jaisha Atta and then my dad.
Morning all. Actually, I was not prepared to speak. I don't have the strength. But in the morning when I got up, something I felt that I should tell about my Appa. I am the first daughter, and when I was born, he kept his Amma's name Mercy. So he kept my name as Mercy Jaisha to remember his Amma. And I am his Chellapilla, even my brother also. But when I was small, he used to make me sleep by playing jimris. And the same thing has went to Atte also since. So whenever, even when I was in college or when I used to work, even around late, Mama, Appa would have slept. But I never used to, if I don't get sleep, I'll go wake him up. Appa, I'm not getting sleep. He will come, play jimris, and I won't see whether Appa is sitting or not. I'll go to sleep, but he will come and see whether I'm slept, and he will switch off everything and he used to go. Such a caring Appa to me and Binny. And when I used to work, that time we didn't have mobile phone. So when I start from Chetpet, I'll call from office and I will tell him, Appa, I'm starting. Sometimes I'll miss one train or two train, but with the car, he will stand at the station, half an hour or so, he will stand. I'll be running, I'll be so stressed out. Ayo, Appa will be standing. I'll go, Appa, sorry. Parvala, he will say, Parvala, you are safe, come. He will take me. If I'm not there, if Appa is not there, Binny, my brother, he will come and pick me up. He will never allow me to take bus because I don't like to travel in bus. But what I feel is when I feel in the crowd, I feel like vomiting. So I never used to travel by bus. So Amma will tell, konja practice, let practice, but I used to be very stubborn. I won't go by bus. Even in college, Amma will tell, go with your friends. When I'll be standing at the bus stand, I will see Appa's car coming. Immediately I will run, I will stop him, I'll get into the car and go with him. And even when classes for me gets over in college, I won't take bus. Straight away I'll go to department, I'll be sitting till he will say, I will have some meeting. I won't go. I will sit. I will wait for Appa and I'll come by car. That's why my husband will tell, "Unna keduthitaanga, unna chellama valathu keduthitaanga." He will not allow me to go to shop. I've never gone to shop. After marriage only, I learned to go to shop and do the shopping, everything. Even now, I will be scared. I want someone, either my son or my daughter, to come along with me. I don't have the strength. Others, my daughter will tell, "Tata, Patti, ungalai keduthitaanga." So what I felt was, my kids also shouldn't follow that path. My daughter is bolder than me. She will travel everywhere on her own, and my son also. And wherever I go, I'll hold his hand like this, wherever I go. And he will not hesitate me at all. And Camp Road also, he will take me to the beauty parlor, walking distance. I'll hold his hand, he will take me to the beauty parlor. Then I'll say to him, "Appa, don't talk to anyone." I will ask him to stand, he will stand there. If someone pass that way, if they ask, "Where is sir, Tanya inga?"
And family, I'm grateful for this privilege to speak about Sunder Raj, who used to call me Prince. And as a young boy, when I met Sunder Uncle for the first time when he married Auntie Indra, the thing that impressed me the most is probably the thing that impressed me the most, even when he was older and so on. And that is that he was a simple man. He was just a simple human being who loved life. He loved Auntie Indra a lot. It was very obvious. And the ways in which he interacted with people was without any sense of ego or a sense that they had to prove themselves to be who they were. Met people where they were and had interactions in a very simple, ordinary way. I think one of the gifts that Uncle had was the gift of conversation. He could sit and listen to anybody. He would talk to anybody about music, of course. But he could listen to people and meet people where they were. Just a simple guy. I just love that about Sunder Uncle. The second thing that impresses me even today is that he was curious, always. Right up to the end, he was curious. Even the last interaction that I had with him on WhatsApp was about that. He was just curious about life. Whether it was about the polychaete in Puliket that he was researching, or about music. I remember as a young boy, when we would visit Auntie Indra and Sunder Uncle, and he would sit me down in a sofa quite a distance from the speakers, which at that time he had with mud pots to increase the bass decibel levels. This was before all the technological changes. And he would sit me down, and I was a young fellow. He would sit me down and he would play, one of these Van Morris, I believe, is one of his favorite orchestra pieces. And then he would say, "Prince, wait, இங்க ஒரு டிங்னு ஒரு சவுண்டு கேட்கும் பாத்துங்க, அப்புறம் அப்படியே அங்க மூவ் பண்ணோம்." So I was so curious about this because he was so fascinated about such things of life. And I think he continued to learn. And of course, towards the latter part of his life, his curiosity was also about things of faith, where he was really, I believe, growing closer to God, and that reflected in the ways in which he interacted about things. So I'm very impressed with the fact that a professor of zoology, he was also my teacher, continued to learn. He continued to grow because he was curious. The last thing that I want to also remind you of is that he was very playful. He had a sense of play. He loved a good laugh, loved a good joke. In fact, even towards the end, he would send me, jokes, which is what a lot of retired people do on WhatsApp. And I still remember something he said. He said it was something on WhatsApp that was going around. It said something like, "Don't criticize your wife for her choices. You are one of them." He had a sense of play and a sense of joy that was genuine, that was filled with innocence. And I so believe that is how he lived his life, with a wholesomeness and with a sense of wanting to offer the best he could with what he had. And anytime he met me, I felt a sense that here was somebody who was really interested in who I was and what was going on in my life. And I think that is one way to say he was a good witness to the Lord Jesus. He was simple, he was curious, and he was always playful. May God bless the family with comfort and grace as they continue to grow and as they go through the grieving process, that they will always know that Sunder Uncle was such an exemplary example of the love of Christ. Much love.
Thank you so much, Anna. Now we have a special song by niece and nephews.
Precious Lord, lead me home. Some glad morning when this life is o'er, I'll fly away to a home on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Just a few more weary days and then I'll fly away to a land where joy shall never end. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Anjali Mariale, Anjali Vina, Devanidathil Neeyo, Kirubayai Petrai. Anjali Mariale, Anjali Vina, Devanidathil Neeyo, Kirubayai Petrai. Devanidathil Neeyo, Kirubayai Petrai.
I am his younger brother, Madras. I am just 1.5 years younger to him. So as we grew up, we were almost practically same age. That means, so we used to play around lot of things together. I just narrate a few of the incidents. So when we were a kid, we used to play with goli, marbles. And in the holidays time, usually our parents will put us to ask us to sleep in the afternoon. But we will be lying down in the cot and looking at each other. After some 5-10 minutes, when we see our parents have gone to sleep, we slowly get up and go out and play. That used to be more or less a routine. And next, as we grew up further, we both of us learned cycle riding. Our eldest brother got one cycle. That during the weekend he will allow us to take and drive. I have learned the monkey pedal driving, so I can't carry another person in that. Whereas Sunder has learned how to sit on the seat and drive, but he does know how to climb on it. So I will hold the cycle from the rear, he will sit on the cycle. Then I will push the cycle, he will get a speed. Then I will run behind and sit on the carrier. We used to spend a lot of time together. Whenever he has to stop, I will just jump out and hold the cycle and he will stop. It used to be very interesting. And then when we come back, I will just go to the house and wash my hands and I will relax. Whereas he will clean up the cycle, take a cloth and without any dust, and he will put oil and clean up everything. My elder brother likes that. That's why the moment we ask, he will give the cycle. And after a few years, we also got our own cycle. So by the time we have learned independently driving, so we will go out driving together. we'll come back and I will not bother about my cycle. I just park it inside the house, whereas Sunder will clean up the cycle and he will tell me, Mohan, come and clean up the cycle. I will not bother, but many times he will clean up my cycle also and keep it. He can't see the cycle be dirty. And another interesting thing, we had our next younger brother, Jaya, Edwin. He has a funny habit of going to neighbor's house, plucking the guava fruit. He used to like it. He will pluck some guava fruit and bring it. He will not tell us or share with us. He will come and keep it and hide in his litter. Each person will have some separate shelf for the things he will hide. Whereas Sundar will observe all these things. He will notice. When Jaya is out, he will call me, Mohan, come, let us enjoy this guava fruit. He will go and pick it up and we will finish all of them. Later Jaya will come and look for his fruit. He can't find and he can't ask us. So this will go on. Then when he grew up, he studied, he joined for his BSc in Kothagiri itself. I had moved to Chennai for my engineering at IIT. And after a year also, he also came to MCC. So when he came to MCC, we used to meet often. And whenever the college is having any college day function or special day, he will tell me 2-3 days before, Mohan, you come. So I will go in the afternoon itself, spend the whole evening, have dinner, and then come back. That used to happen very often. Many times we have even gone to Bangalore together to attend some wedding or to see. So whenever we have some 2-3 days holidays, we have enjoyed. And later on, I had joined working in Kanpur, and he was continuing in the MCC only. And once he has taken his students for tour, he has gone to Nainital, Lucknow, and many other places. So I told him, when you come to Lucknow, you just get a day off and come to Kanpur. It is only 2 hours by bus. And then you can spend at least a day with us. Then he said, yes, we will be returning from Lucknow. The train will go via Kanpur. Can you drop me back at this station? I said, yes. So the previous day he took a bus and came. I came up. We were spent the night. That was December time, very cold, about 5 degrees. He wrapped up with 2 sweaters, coat, and a muffler around the world. We went for a walk in the night. It was very nice. Next day morning, I took him to the station and put him in the train. He came back. Then during summer holidays, we always meet our children, his children, Data,
Vinesh.
And mother, they all will spend time together and enjoy. Then they were all went to colleges. My son was studying in Xavier College. I was in Kanpur. Sending the money and all was not like this. Now within 5 minutes you can transfer money to one account to another account, but those days it was not possible. So my son one day rang up and told me I have to pay my term fees, some 25,000 rupees in another 2 weeks time. I said, okay. I went to bank, took a draft and sent the registered post to my father's place. My father was staying in East Tamra. So he always at home, he can receive the letter immediately, put in his bag. then he can come and collect the money. But 3 days passed, still it has not reached. And meanwhile, our ex-Prime Minister Moraj Desai passed away, and the government declared 2 days mourning and 2 days holidays for all the federal government. So no post, nothing. And Moses used to ring up, what happened to my fees money? Then I thought it will reach tomorrow like that. And finally I talked to Sunder, what is to be done? I can't take money and set another draft. I don't have that much money immediately. Can you manage? Then he said, yes, he knows what person. He can give you money for a small interest. But you have to arrange the money at least within 2 weeks' time. I said, I will wait for a week. If the letter does not reach, I will send the money. And next day he could arrange the money and then given to my son, so he could give the fees. The best part is, though we were away, he was staying alone in my house in Sarajevo with Sunder and Annie. They were just across the road. So he will go there many times, stay there, spend the evening, have dinner. Indrani will not allow him to go back without dinner. So we were not comfortable. We don't have to worry how he is. And Sunder also was like that. If he doesn't go for 1 or 2 days, he will go and check what happened to Moses. Like that. We had a very wonderful time. Once, it was maybe 4 or 5 years back, we had gone to Australia to spend some time with my daughter. That time suddenly my phone SIM card damaged or what happened, not known. I was not getting any SMS or phone call or anything. So I talked to sent a message, letter to email to the Airtel office. They promptly replied, but it doesn't convey anything. I talked to some of my friends. One friend told me that you have to replace the SIM card. There is no alternative. How to replace the SIM card? Because we will be there in another at least a month or 2 months. So I talked to Sunder. Don't worry, I will just nearby the Airtel office, I will go and check up. So they wanted his Aadhaar and other details, he gave everything, and they gave a new SIM card. I had told him, you put that SIM card in your phone and get it activated and see whether you can make phone call and receive phone call. And he got it done, and he sent by courier to my house, and within another week or so I could get a new car. So he was such a very nice person. Then when he had some problem, he once told me he is going to Vijaya hospital to have a checkup. I said, okay, we will also will come there, but we will come slightly late. I said, okay, it's all right. So he and Indrani have gone. We reached there after some time. But there they told him to stay back. That night he was, and that morning we had to take a full test. And he started just going and coming, so he has not taken other medicines. Then I told him, just write down all the medicines, I will get it. He can't be without the medicines. So then he took a piece of paper and wrote some 7 medicines. What is the dose? What is that 500 mg or the details, everything. Whatever he wrote, he said everything. Whereas he is not aware of all those. This medicine for this purpose, this morning and evening, he has to take, and like that he told me, and then he gave. so I could buy and give. So he was very systematic and his memory and love for others, because otherwise he can't remember all the things without any hesitation in his mind. So I also was very much surprised. Even I may not be able to remember my own medicine. After one or two, I will struggle to remember. But he did. So he has been a very good brother, very good friend. Many situations we could talk to him and give find a solution. I thank the Almighty God for the wonderful brother we have. Thank you.
And we have here lots of witness. The Church of South India Madras Diocese and Mark Church have lost a great person. And I so regret for his departure. May God console his wife and his children, grandchildren, and everyone. When I first entered into his house, Sunder Raj, I do not know. I was called as a lockdown pastor. I came in the beginning of the lockdown, the pandemic time. So as soon as I entered, I asked him, "Sir, are you an Anglo-Indian?" I come from Perambur, where many Anglo-Indians, my neighbors are Anglo-Indians. I moved with many people. So I asked him, "Are you an Anglo-Indian?" No, I'm a Tamilian. You have a great music sense over here, because most of the Anglo-Indians have a very beautiful sense, and they used to hear the bass. I asked him to play some songs, and then I hear all the songs from the top to bottom, bass and the high level music. And, I said, how would the neighbors, how they would feel? Are they not disturbed? He said, no, the soundproof is there, so the sound would not go. So that kind of a thing. He was a very music lover and a very good person. But after hearing all the witnesses, he was very silent outside, but very violent inside. Throwing the cats, and as the principal said, he locked the department. So all these things. Anyway, ups and downs are there in our life, and we are called to thank God for this life. Uh, Today, very briefly, I would like to share from Psalm 77. The reason for taking this Psalm 77, because our beloved Aya is fond of music, so let it come from the song. The Psalm 77, um, written by Hassan, and when the song starts, the song, when we name the song, we can say from despair to hope, from despair to hope. This is how it goes. When the song starts in the 77, there is something is affected in his life. Means some kind of a turmoil, some kind of a despair, and he was discredited. And we do not know the reason behind that, but he was tortured, and the problem, the problem affects his life in three ways. The first one is the mind, and the body, and the soul. The three things, the spiritual. When I say soul, it's a spiritual thing. The first one is when you see, we do not know the problem of this person, the protagonist, but the problem affects his body. He says, "I could not able to stretch my hands. I could not able to bear this pain." So when there is a problem that immediately affects our body, physique, and also our mind. He says, "I could not able to open my eyelids, and I was disturbed in my sleeping." And when he goes on, and on, he talks about the spiritual lives. There's a 66 verse, 6 to 10th verse. He talks about the spiritual. He says, "Where is the grace? Where is the mercy? Where is the God's love? I am in a desperate condition, and God should be here to help me." I'm a person, I served for the past family or relatives. People used to come together and they started playing and singing. And in that cry, Opari, in Tamil it's Opari, they used to say, where is God? கடவுளுக்கு கண் இல்லையா அப்படின்னு கேட்போம். So, where is God? This Dr. Sunder Raj did some more years. And why God? And people used to say, God is so cruel. And God is so cruel. And no, He does not have eyes. கடவுளுக்கு கண்ணில் இப்போ இரக்கமில்லாத கடவுள் இருக்கார். So, the same question I'm asking here, okay, why these things were happened to Dr. Sunder Raj? Such a lovely person, very humble and very neat, clean, and very systematic person. Why these things happened to him? We do not know actually. So this is a condition of the psalmist also. But psalmist at the verse 10, he was realizing and he was recollecting and remembering the words of the God. And certainly, and at that moment, he started. There is some kind of a hope comes from his heart and mind, and he started. The thing was reversed. The whole thing was reversed actually. When we read from 11 to the verse 15 and 11 to verse to 16, and this man started thinking about the sovereignty of God, how God created this world, and how God is very potential and omnipresence and omniscience. And he started thinking about the power of the God. And he also thinks that God's ways are different. And God's power is different. And we are mortals and God is immortal. And He can do anything and He can do anything. So that kind of hope. Obviously, we have a problem with previous systems. So that kind of check. The hope started apparently coming to the mind, and we started thinking about the God's sovereignty in the world. And finally, and he comes to a conclusion that God's ways are mysterious and we need to accept whatever happens in our life, and God is responsible for our life and our situation. Let me read for you Psalm 77 and 19. It says, your path led through the sea, your way through the mighty waters, though your footprints were not seen. Look at these words. It is not actually we can't understand. Your path led through the sea. How can we see the path in the sea? And your way through the mighty waters. It is not possible. It is not logical actually. But it says, though your footprints were not seen. So the psalmist comes to a conclusion, and eventually he thinks that God's ways are mysterious. And he says in Psalms 77:20, you have led your people like a flock by the hands of the Moses and Aaron. We are the flock, and God is the shepherd. Therefore, we are humbly commit ourselves into the hands of the Lord, and Lord will lead as He led the people in the desert through Moses and Aaron. We are called to simply come out of life into His hand. That is what we say. Therefore, my dear friends, today we are here to thank and also to witness the life of our beloved Dr. Sunder Raj, and we believe that he is in God, he is with God, and hope one day we will surely meet him, and we will all be in this place together. May God bless you, and
May God console each and every one of us.
Now we will have the vote of thanks by Indra Bhai.
First of all, I thank God for a loving husband He gave to me and a loving family also. My father-in-law was a principal of Karakudi Alagappa Arts College, and he had 6 children. All the children are gems. Though mother was not there, God gave him the children strength to bring up the children in a wonderful manner. I got the second gem, and he is the real gem only, and he took care of me so well. I cannot say any bad things about him. And he never get angry, and he never shouted at me at all. And he wants me to see always dressed up nicely. And that one only he wants, and he loves me and loves the children. And now he is with God. Yesterday I saw him, they said 5:20 he has finished his life. We went and saw him. His face was powerful. His face had a peace. And then I remember there was Nalla Poratate Porani, Otate Mudite, Viswasate Kathakode, Katharode Ikrar. And I got very good friends. After the dressing up him and everything, he came home. Immediately my friends came. Marseka, my old friends, Marseka, Marsi, Anandi, Kala, Alice, Clara, Kranti, and more were there. And up to 12 o'clock they sat there and sang songs, and it was so comforting me. And the day pastor came, 2 days back, I think, the previous day when we admitted him on 4:30, and pastor came in the morning and gave the communion. Ayya, why brother? He opened his mouth and he took the communion. And then I asked Pastor, Pastor, will you give me all for 2 days? He will follow us. And the life he had was a wonderful life. It was a pathway toward it. But I thank the pastor and the committee members of the church and the members of the church, St. Monsters, supported, and I thank all the people who gave tribute to my husband, everyone. I thank everybody, and the love and the peace, and you all share your love to care me. That is enough. I pray for me and my family. My children gave me wonderful support. That God is good. That also God is good. And for each and we know what we are gift to us. Daughter-in-law and the son-in-law are real children like Desha and Dinesh. And the 3 only grandchildren He gave. And thank you so much, God, for your wonderful life you have given to me. I request everybody to stay back, though it took long, and stay back and have lunch and pray for me and my family. Thank you very much.
Now we will have a prayer and benediction by the Reverend Moses.
செய்வோம். எல்லா நன்மைகளுக்கும் ஊற்றும் காரணமாயிருக்கிற எங்கள் அன்பின் தரப்பிலே இந்த நாளிலே நாங்கள் சற்று நேரம் அமர்ந்திருந்து நீர் நன்மையான டாக்டர் சுந்தரராஜ் அவர்களுக்கு சில நன்மைகளை அவர் வாழ்ந்த விரும்பை ஆராய்ந்து பார்த்து சில குறிப்புகளை எங்களுக்கு பிரயோஜனமாக இருக்கிறதாக குடும்பத்தார் பகிர்ந்து கொண்டார்கள். அவருடைய வாழ்வுக்காக நாங்கள் நமக்கு நன்றி செலுத்துகிறோம். நல்ல பண்புகளுக்காக நாங்கள் நமக்கு நன்றி செலுத்துகிறோம். தனது பணியை சிறுவனையை நிறைவேற்றி மன மகிழ்ச்சியோடு கடைசியில் வாழ்ந்து உமக்குள்ளே காணப்பட்டு விசுவாசத்திலே உறுதியாக நம்முடைய சமூகத்திலே கலந்து வந்திருக்கிறார்கள். ஒரு வாழ்வுக்காக நன்றி செலுத்துகிறோம். இப்பொழுது அவர்கள் விட்டு சென்றிருக்கின்ற அவருடைய அன்பு துணைவியாருக்காகவும் பிள்ளைகளுக்காகவும் பேர பிள்ளைகளுக்காகவும் நன்றி செலுத்துகிறோம். ஐயாவுடைய அடைச்சூடுகளை பிள்ளைகளை பின்பற்றி அவர்களே காணப்பட்ட நல்ல குணங்களை ஏற்றுக்கொண்டு தங்களுக்காக மாத்திரமல்ல பிறருக்காகவும் வாழ வேண்டும் என்கிற அந்த ஆர்வத்தை அவர்களுக்கு தார். உலகத்தில் நாங்கள் ஒன்றும் கொண்டு வருவதில்லை, ஒன்றும் கொண்டு போவதில்லை. ஆகவே இருக்கிற நாட்களில் தேவி எங்களுக்கு கொடுத்த ஆசீர்வாதங்களை நாங்கள் அனுபவிக்கிறோம். இந்த ஆசீர்வாதத்தில் ஒரு பகுதியாலும் பிறரோடு பகிர்ந்து கொள்ளும் அந்த கிருபைகளை எங்களுக்கு தார். விசேஷமாக எங்கள் வாழ்வை நீர் குறிப்பிட்டு எங்கள் வாழ்வை புது வாழ்வாக மாற்றி ஒரு புதிய அனுபவத்தோடு இந்த உலகத்தில் வாழக்கூடிய கிருபையை தந்தி நன்றி செலுத்துகிறோம். ஏனென்றால் இப்படிப்பட்ட சூழலையும் எங்களுக்கு இதில் சொன்ன வார்த்தை, உங்கள் இருதயம் கலங்காதிருப்பதாக. ஆமாண்டவரே, நாங்கள் உங்களை எங்களை தேற்றிக்கொண்டு ஆர்வம் பெற்று எங்கள் இருதயம் மனதும் கலங்காதபடிக்கு எங்களை காத்துக்கொள்ளும். ஏனென்றால் எங்களுக்கு அழகாக சொல்லி போன வார்த்தை, நானே உயிர்த்தெழுதலும் ஜீவனுமாயிருக்கிறேன், என்னை விசுவாசிக்கிறவன் மரித்தாலும் பிழைப்பான் என்ற நம்பிக்கையை, அந்த ஆழமான விசுவாசத்தை எங்களுக்கு தந்து சென்றிருக்கு. அதற்காக ஸ்தோத்திரம். அந்த நம்பிக்கையில் நாங்கள் இங்கே இருக்கிற அனைவரும் உலகம் முழுவதிலும் இந்த விசுவாசிக்கிற மக்கள் எங்களுக்கு வாழ்வு உண்டு, இந்த உலகத்தில் நித்திய வாழ்வும் உண்டு என்பது நாம் மறந்து விடாதபடி காத்துக்கொள்ளும். விசேஷமாக எங்களை விட்டு கடந்து செல்கிறவர்களை, எங்களுக்கு அருமையானவர்களை நாங்கள் இழந்து விடவில்லை. அவர்கள் எங்களுக்கு முன்னதாக சென்றிருக்கிறார்கள். ஆகவே இந்த நம்பிக்கையில் நாங்கள் உறுதியாக இருக்கின்ற திரும்பி எங்களுக்காக வந்திருக்க ஒவ்வொருவரையும் ஆசீர்வதியும். ஆண்டவர்களுடைய பிறப்பின் மகிழ்ச்சியும் சமாதானமும் சந்தோஷமும் நம்பிக்கையும் அனைவருடைய வாழ்க்கையை தந்து ஜீவனுள்ள நாளெல்லாம் நன்மை கிருபைகளை தொடர்பு சொன்னீரே, அது மாத்திரம் போதாது, நாங்கள் நீடித்த நாட்களால் உங்களுடைய வீட்டிலே தங்கியிருக்கும் அந்த கிருபையை தந்து அந்த நம்பிக்கையோடு நாங்கள் வாழ்ந்து எங்கள் நாட்களை முடிக்க எங்களுக்கு அர்த்தம். திருக்கரங்கள் எல்லாரையும் தாழ்த்தி அர்ப்பணிக்கிறோம். இயேசுவின் நாமத்தில் எங்கள் பிதாவே, ஆமென். அனைவரும் சேர்ந்து சொல்லுவோம். என் ஆத்மாவே கர்த்தரை ஸ்தோத்திரி, என் முழு உள்ளமே என்னுடைய பரிசுத்த நாமத்தை ஸ்தோத்திரி. என் ஆத்மாவே கர்த்தரை ஸ்தோத்திரி, கர்த்தர் செய்த சகல உபகாரங்களை மறவாதே. ஆமென். நமது ஆண்டவராகிய இயேசு கிறிஸ்துவின் கிருபையும் பிதாவாகிய தேவனுடைய அன்பும் பரிசுத்த ஆவியின் ஐக்கியமும் நல்லுறவும் நம்மளோட விசேஷமாக முடியாதவர்களுக்காக என் பாத்திரை காத்திருக்கின்ற குடும்பத்தாரோடும் என்றும் என்றும் சதா காலங்களை இருப்பதாக.